Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced and from alexmercedcoder.com, and the next step is what we're going to do is we are going to set up our React environment. But first things first, we don't want to run into CORS errors later. So on our Heroku project, there's one more thing we want to do. Go to settings, field configs. This should override what's inside the settings.py, so it should be like allowed underscore hosts. We just confirm that that's what it is. So we go to our settings.py. Nope, that's going to be in here. Settings.py. And it's allowed hosts. Good. So now allowed hosts should equal should just equal this. Let's see how that works out later. Now we can go back and fix that. Okay, and what I'm also going to do, just in case, I will also put that in here as well. And what this basically means, it just means anybody can make a call to our API. So our React front end is going to be able to make its own calls to our API. It won't be blocked with CORS errors and such. So I'll just make one more push. Git add, git commit, CORS, git push origin main. Okay. And there's also middleware we can install, which we might have to install to deal with CORS, but we'll see if this does the trick. Okay, cool. So now that we're done with our Django app for now, and our API is deployed, we'll just use our production API to build our React app. So I'm going to click open folder. Okay, I'm going to go back to the parent folder, which is here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new folder called to-do app. And I'm going to copy this folder to do, that's our project, our Django project, into there. And I'm going to rename that to do backend. Okay, and then I'm going to reopen VS Code in that to do app folder, so that way you don't see all the other clutter. So Django to do app. Cool, so there's our backend folder with the backend repo. I don't need that right now. What I want to do is create a new React app. So new React app. So we're going to do npx create React app. We'll call this to-do front end, or to-do front end. Okay, it installs a whole new React. So this is assuming you have Node installed, which you should. If you don't have Node installed, then you should probably be learning how to use React first before watching this video start. Because again, this is not an intro to Django and an intro to React lesson. This is a build where we're assuming that you have certain knowledge already. Okay, cool. So in that case, now that that's installed, I want to cd into that folder, cd into to-do front end. And I am going to install a few things. I want to install React Router and React Router DOM. So we have those. Okie dokie. So we've done that. And cool. Let's deploy what we got so far. Again, always deploy early, deploy often. So let's just do a git add dot git commit -m first commit. Oops. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to head over to GitHub. GitHub.com, create a new repository. And this will be Django React front end. Just like before. We grab the URL. I want to use SSH, Control-C. And then I want to do git remote add origin git push origin master. Oh, let's do this. Git commit dash m stuff. Git add. Git commit dash m. Up. Okay, and then git push origin main. Again, this is the branch I'm on, so always pay attention to that. Again, I'm using Starship as a prompt, which tells me which branch I'm on. Your prompt may not, so do git branch to figure out what branch you're on. Okay, so that pushes it up. And then I can refresh this. And ta-da! Okay, so now my React is up. Then let's deploy it by going to Netlify. Log in. Okie dokie. And basically what we do is we just go new site from Git. It's a site from GitHub. Then I'll type in Django as a search. It's going to take a second because I got a lot of repos. And here's the front end. It should automatically detect the React settings, which it did. So deploy site. And that'll deploy. And now, once again, we'll have continuous integration. So anytime I push to the repo on GitHub again, it'll automatically update, just like my backend. So now I just got to really worry about building my site. I don't have to worry about deployment. Again, deploy early, deploy often. It just helps you narrow down the potential issues. Because if you know it was working before, and then now it's not working, you know, it helps you kind of realize, okay, something you did broke it. Instead of wondering, did you deploy it right? Okay, and again, well, actually we can just kind of watch the deploy in progress. Always takes the longest the first time around. So it's doing all the things. Because again, after the first time around, then it caches a lot of the stuff. So it gets faster. Okay, it's building, it's building. Okay, and that looks successful. This means it's kind of here in the last stretch. It's starting up the site. And huzzah, site is live. So now when I go all the way up here, if I go back to deploys, if I click on this URL, this should be the default React site. Good. And I'll just give this go to deploy settings, and I will give it a different name. So edit settings. No, let's go to domain management. Here we go. Default subdomain. I want to change this. Add site name. And let's just call this Django React front end. Cool. Okay, so that's it. We'll do more React on. Actually, let's do some initial setup. Okay, so then let's go back to our to-do front end. So a couple things we just want to do just to get router all set up. So go over here. We're going to import browser router as router from React router DOM. And then we just want to wrap this router component around all this stuff. Router. And this is just, again, this is just what enables the whole router feature set. So we can create client-side routes. Okay, and let's just clean up the app.js by deleting all the stuff here. Everything but the div. And then just put an H1 that says hello world. There we go. Then let's just do a git add, git commit -m, configured router, git push origin main. And let's just watch it build one more time. So if I go over here to site overview, I should see it starting to build again. And once that build is complete, we will take a look at the site starting up. Let's go back over down here. Going through all the things. It's building, it's building. And we know this is the right build because we can see the commit message right there. Configure router. Okay, building, building, building. There's all sorts of other really cool features in Netlify. You should check out sometime. Identity, so you can do like authentication, forms, so you can really make forms really easy on basic HTML websites. Oh, it failed. Oh, I know why. Let's see here. Let me just make sure it's what I think it is. Yep. Okie dokie. So basically what happens is that if you don't do this next thing, it'll fail to build anytime you have any kind of like, not just errors, but warnings from ESLint. So to turn that off, we need to go to our package.json and put a CI equals with a blank space. So that way, really, it's just you're saying CI equals false instead of CI equals true. But the blank space is treated as undefined, so it's false. So that works. Okay, so then let's push that up. Git add, git commit, CI equals spot, so we know why that commits there, and then git push origin main. Okay. And see Netlify is really quick about getting on with a new build. So that'll build. That should then succeed. But just to give you a little tour of Netlify while we're here, these are plugins. Actually, I've never really used any of the Netlify plugins, so can't say how fun that is. Netlify Functions, this allows you to create like little mini backends. So you could literally create a whole API with just one Netlify function. And instead of it running 24/7, it just runs on demand, which is really cool. Identify. This is like creating authentication, so you can manage like signups and logins. And instead of having like a user database using Django like we are, you could actually just have it all on Netlify. Forms. Literally all you have to do is you just add this. Where's the form? Right here. You just add this word on Netlify. So if the website's hosted by Netlify and you add this little thing to your forms, it just automatically captures the submission of the form here, which is pretty cool. Large media. This is just for large files. Never used it. Split testing. You can actually have like have it alternate between like two different deployments between two different branches to see like different results. There's analytics. All of these stuff kind of costs a little bit more. You can also like use a custom domain. It comes with and they give you SSL certificates. A lot of really good stuff on Netlify. Okay, it looks like that one was successful. So let's go to the website. And there's our hello world. So our React website is configured. So we have our backend deployed and our front end deployed. Now we just need to like actually create the code so that way our front end code can interact with our backend API. Super, super cool. I'll see you guys in the next video.